Hello, my name is Amulya. In this video, I'm going to show you how to download and install Python 3.8.5 on Microsoft Windows 10. So this installation, Python 3.8.5 installation, is going to work on Windows 8, 8.1 and 10 out of the box. If you have Windows XP, it's not going to work on Windows XP. You should download and install Python 3.5 and below. If you have Vista or 7, you can try, but there's a possibility you'll get errors while installing Python 3.8.5. So whenever you get any error, it's just because your system is missing some package. So go ahead and download it and then retry. Alrighty, so let's get started. Before we quickly go ahead and download Python 3.8.5 package, we want to know our system type. So go ahead and check your system type. To check your system type, you simply go ahead and locate these two buttons on your keyboard. So the first one is Windows key. The second one is pause break button on the right top of the keyboard. So press both keys together and then release. So Windows and pause button. Now you'll see here it says it's pulling this information from control panel, system and security and system. And then go ahead and check your system type. So this is 64-bit operating system and 64-bit based processor. Now I know my system type is 64-bit. Your could be 32-bit, so you must know what your system type is. Now I'm going to click this close button. So now I assume that you know your system type. Quickly go ahead and fire up your preferred browser. I'm going to use Google Chrome. You can use Firefox, Edge, Internet Explorer, doesn't matter, or any other browser. Once your browser is up, go ahead and pull up this website, which is Python's official website, python.org. Now once you have this website up on your browser, put your cursor on Downloads tab here button and then go to Windows, and to download Python 32-bit and 64-bit package, you click on this Windows button here. Do not click this one, do not click this one, click on this Windows. This will let us choose the specific system type download package. Now here you can see we've got two links basically. This is for stable releases and this is for pre-releases. So if you want to try 3.9, you want to try the pre-releases download link. These are basically the latest release for Python 3.8.5, basically 3 and 2. So I'm going to try the first one because we are trying to install 3.8.5, which is the latest release. Now here you can read about the changes that took place in this 3.8 following this link. To download 32-bit and 64-bit Python, you simply scroll down to the files section here at the bottom, and you can see you've got 6 links to download Python for Microsoft Windows. Here you can see in the description it says these are for 64-bit operating systems. This is for AMD 64-bit, Intel 64-bit, so irrespective of your processor type, whether it's AMD or Intel, you should have no issue installing these packages. Okay, so if your system type is 64-bit, you want to try these 3 links, download links. There are 3 types of downloads available. The first one is zip folder, which will be a bit kind of compressed one and smaller package, which you can download and import it to any system you want. The second one is executable, so it's a compiled version of Python binary. Basically you can download it and take it to any Microsoft Windows system and run it. It should run like any 64-bit operating system. This is a web-based installer. This is what I'm going to use. So if you have internet connection and you do not want to port it to any other system, you simply go ahead and try this one. These are for 32-bit downloads. So if you do not have to port it to the system, other systems, you want to try this one. If you have to port it to different systems, go ahead and try the executable installer. So in this case, I'm going to click this web-based installer for the 64-bit operating system. Now this is going to download this package. So depending on the browser, this will look in a different location. So go ahead and locate it and click on it just once or twice if it requires. Now here, this is installation wizard for Python 3.8 64-bit. Basically it's 3.8.5. Okay, so you can customize the installation here by clicking this button, but I'll go back and make sure the Python is going to be added to the system's path. So go ahead and check this box. Please do not forget it, otherwise you will have to do it yourself manually. So if you do not check this box, you will not be able to execute Python from anywhere on the system. So basically you are trying to let it happen automatically. So this installation wizard will guide your operating system to add its Pythons, like basically script and its home directory set to the system's path. So it also says add Python 3.8 to path, so that makes sense. Now we can go ahead and customize the installation if you want. Otherwise you can simply go ahead and click install now, and it says includes idle pip documentation and creates shortcut and file association. So if you want to customize, you can click here, otherwise click install now, but I'm going to customize it. I do not need the documentation, and you can see it's going to download the package manager, pip, TCL and TK, which is TK enter and idle. And this is going to install the launcher, PyLauncher, and it's going to be for all users. So now you can go ahead and, if you do not need the documentation, uncheck it, otherwise leave it, and then say next. Click on this here, install for all users, and this will customize the directory. Now the installation directory is going to be under program files and Python 3.38. If you want to change it, you can change it, otherwise simply say install. You might get user account control window, say yes, and this is going to start or initialize the installation on your system. So it says installing Python 3.8.5 executables, 64-bit. Shouldn't take a long time. It's not a big package. So what I'm going to do, once it's installed, I'll go ahead and launch my command prompt, shell, PowerShell, and check if it's going to recognize the Python. We will go ahead and check the Python version. Then I'll go ahead and execute few Python scripts, and then we'll go ahead and write a hello world program, save it on the system, and execute it from the command line. Now you can see it says setup was successful. You can go ahead and close it, and we have Python installed. So I'm going to quickly minimize it. Go to start menu and launch your PowerShell. PowerShell is here, and let's see if I go ahead and say Python uppercase V, do not type lowercase, uppercase. Now it says Python 3.8.5. If you just say Python, it will take you into the interactive shell of Python. Let me quickly enlarge the font size. Okay, now hopefully you can see it. Now if I go ahead and say something like print, it will go ahead and print whatever you want. You can do the arithmetics False. What I wanted to know, whether it's a true or false. Okay. Alrighty, so you can see it works. What we need to do, I need to exit here. Now I go ahead and say CMD, check with CMD here. Python is working, so it's a 3.8.5, so it added to the system's path. Now I need to exit, and you can see you got a lot of other things installed with Python. You can see, you can go ahead and check the Python idle. So let's have a look at the idle. This is basically Python's text editor. You can run Python here as well. And it works like the interactive shell. Now I can go ahead and exit. Alrighty, it says still running, so let's have a look. No, it's not still running. So I'm quickly going to write a simple program here on the system, and let's see if that works. So I'm going to launch the notepad. I do not have any editor yet. I'm simply going to say print and this should work. If I could just go ahead and save it. So that's the extension. You have to remember Py. I'm going to save it on the desktop. You can create a folder and then put it on in the folder. Now to execute it, you simply go ahead and launch a CMD. Go to the directory where your Python file is, and simply say Python hello.py or whatever the name of the file is, and now it's going to execute it. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, I shall leave in the comment below. I will try to answer it ASAP. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Bye for now. Thank you.